We thank you so much for watching Law School Made Easy at Law School Made Easy 256. Today, I want to look at Order in Council 1920. Remember, there are two. We have Order in Council 1902, which I already did. It is on this YouTube channel. Please check for it. But now I want to do Order in Council 1920. So we want to, before we go to Order in Council, we want to thank you for subscribing, sharing, and liking our videos, and we urge you to continue subscribing. Those who have not yet, but then share and like. Everybody share these videos, like them, such that we all benefit. Today we want to look at Order in Council. Remember, we agree that Order in Council is the formalization of the British rule. That the British wanted to formalize their rule, and on wanting to formalize their rule, they introduced the Order in Council 1902. Now, after a span of about 18 years, I want you to remember that the span between 1902 to 1920 was very dictatorial, autocratic, that the British were very harsh. Everything was controlled by them. But now, in 1920, still in the name of formalizing, affirming their grip on the colony, on the protectorate Uganda, they now introduced the 1920 Order in Council, formalizing and consolidating their rule furthermore. Remember, we agreed in the first instance that the 1900 Uganda Agreement was establishing their rule in the protectorate. After they established their rule, being now known the protectorate, in 1902, they now formalized their rule. But now in 1920, they are consolidating their rule. Okay, now by so doing, they now give us the Order in Council, the articles in Order in Council. And in Article 1, they agreed and said, let us now change. Let us now change the title of a commissioner. Remember, in 02, the head of the protectorate was called a commissioner, other than Her Majesty's government, Her Majesty. Now, they now changed it from commissioner to governor, a post we saw living until 1962 when we got independence, and that is when now we changed. Now, introducing this post of a governor in our constitution today, this post of governor looks like Article 98 of our constitution, which clearly suggests that there shall be a president of the republic. So a commissioner's role to governor, now a governor in 1920, his role are similar with that of a president in our constitution in Article 98. Therefore, we are saying that the idea in our constitution today of having a president must have originated from an idea of a governor which was created in 1920. Now, another form was the executive committee was created with the powers to be appointed by Her Majesty the Queen. Now, but also suspension would be done by the governor at any time. And when the governor suspended somebody who was supposed to be on the executive committee, then that person would be Her Majesty to confirm his suspension or to appoint another person or any person to sit on the executive committee. But this one was very good. Executive committee also, we can lead it to Article still 98, which forms the executive committee of a country. That, so we are saying that Article 2 of the Order in Council, which formed the executive committee with the duty of overlooking on the government, is similar with Article 98 of the Constitution. Now, they further formulated in the Article 3 of Order in Council, they formulated what we call the Legislative Council. For the first time, our would have a body which would act as court, a body which would be making laws. And it was supposed to be chaired by the governor and not more than any other two members still appointed by Her Majesty's government. Now, the idea of legislation, making of laws, was very important because at that point, today in our constitution, we must have picked Article 78-79 that creates a legislature, and 79 gives it mandate to make laws in this country. So you would lead a legislative council which was formed in Article 3 of Order in Council to Article 79, or that gives Parliament the role to make laws. Now, those were the main changes, the three, which were done during the Order in Council in 1920. But those Order in Council, those three elements which were confirmed and done, were now the rest of the articles in Order in Council 1920 remained intact. Those which were formed in 1902 remained intact. They were not changed. The Repaganase Clause, the Order in Council, the High Court, the Her Majesty's High Court of Uganda, all those other articles in 1902 remained intact. The Land Article, the Taxation Article, they all remained intact. So I urge you to visit and see my video on Order in Council 1902, that all those other articles remained intact, apart from the three which were introduced, and I've talked about them. Number one is the change of commissioner to governor, and then the formation of the executive committee and the legislative council. Those three are the ones which now came into place. However, we see a very important significance of these articles in 1902. What do we mean a very important significance? Is that for the first time there was a form of government, a shape of government being seen. Remember, the government has three arms of government: the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. Now, in this, when in 1920 we now see a shape, there is a shape, some kind of government formatting, arms of government being seen. However much the separation of power was not very visible, but at least something was now seen, that we're now formulating, we are having a government that is coming in place. We are formulating a government that is really visible and seen. That is one of the significance of that Order in Council 1920. Also, another significance is that it meant that the consolidation of the European rules still, that their rule was now seen clear, that they were consolidating their rule, that their rule was now put there and they were consolidating their rule. So we are saying, as you discuss Order in Council 1920, discuss the three new elements introduced, and then you discuss all the other in 1902, and also give us some of the significances of the Order in Council 1920, the way we have discussed them. We thank you so much for watching Law School Made Easy at Law School Made Easy 256. Thank you.